You're watching the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies.
From Mercer County Park in West Windsor Township, New Jersey, this is the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies. This is the second game of our Saturday doubleheader from New Jersey as the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers take on the New England Eagles. The Cavaliers, with a victory, can put a stranglehold perhaps on a playoff spot, while the New England Eagles have an infinitesimal chance to make the playoffs. They would need to win and get a lot of help. Good day, everyone. I'm Brian Barish. Great to have you along once again on an absolutely beautiful end of summer afternoon. Here is a look at the two teams. The New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers won the toss. They have elected to bat, and there is, in fact, 5 changes that they have made. In fact, it's 4 changes. Kanar Lewis, Adil Bhatti, Waleed Karamullah, Junaid Nadir all out. The captain, Najaf Shah, returns from an injury that he suffered in the game last week against the Yorkers. Stephen Quadru, Ali Imran, and Ahmed Labib are all in. And, of course, the danger man is in there in Gajanan Singh. 5 changes for the New England Eagles. In goes Amit Patel, Burham Saeed, Earl Henningham, Karan Parikh, and Samarth Tiwari, taking the place of Ifram Naseem, Mohammad Soharwardi, Shufo, Rishikesh Bodhagam, Derek Narayan, and Pranav Rao. So a lot of changes on both sides, almost completely different sides from the ones that took place in their previous games. Both teams played last on Sunday. The Cavaliers, with a 4-1 record, beat the New York City Titans last Sunday by 70 runs up in New York. Adil Bhatti top scoring with 48. Rishi Simpy had an unbeaten 35. The Eagles lost to the New Jersey Stallions by 43 runs. Ifram Naseem top scored with 39. And Noman Iftikhar, who is the captain, took 2 for 27. The Cavs in their traditional green with the yellow trim. The Eagles in the field first are in the yellow and purple. The Eagles need to win out and hope that a lot of other losses go their way. That's their only way that they can get in. And that's a lot of ifs and buts and candy and nuts. But as for the Stallions, or rather for the Cavaliers, thanks to their victory and thanks to the NYC Titans beating the Yorkers in the previous game you saw here on the MLC Network, if they win, they have all but salted away. That's one of the 2 playoff spots. The New Jersey Stallions at 5-0 are firmly in the other, and that would put a lot of pressure on the Philadelphians, who currently sit in third, to beat the Stallions to have a chance and perhaps get in on that run rate. Noman Iftikhar will get things started from the Edinburgh Road end, and that one is in there and is turned away to the onside, and they are off the mark, off the off the bat of Imran. And we are underway. The Cavaliers, as we said, 4-1. They have a 4-game winning streak. Their only loss coming in the opening game against the Manhattan Yorkers. But since then, they have slashed and dashed their way through this minor league cricket campaign. The Cavaliers, who made it to the Super 8s a season ago, and then through the Atlantic Conference portion of it, and on to the final where they lost to the Dallas Mustangs. Some field adjustments being made. Iftikhar going all the way back. That was Chandrapal Hemraj who led things off with a single. And Imran watches this one sail wide, and the albatrossian arms of one Brian Kane signaling an extra. An absolutely beautiful day, 79 degrees. That's about what the high is going to be. Some broken clouds, but a little warm, but not bad at all for doing cricket, or really just about doing anything else on this Saturday in mid-September in New Jersey. Again, flail at that one. They're looking for the catch. Oh, but there was no contact, and Brian Kane signals another wide. They were convinced behind the stumps that there was some sort of connection, but umpire Brian Kane didn't hear anything. Neither did Ritesh Patel, who is the umpire on the offside. And instead, it's a third run and a second wide. Now we going all the way back. Good long run up that these opening strike bowlers always seem to have. Driven down the ground right to Iftikhar, who feigned a peg at the stumps. Good ball from him coming back. The Eagles looking for their first victory and hoping to take some inspiration from the NYC Titans, who won their first game, holding off the Manhattan Yorkers, chasing down a target of 101 a little bit earlier. Now it is cut away, but not far enough. The infield was there. There's an overthrow, but not deep enough to steal a run, and I don't think that either Imran or Hemraj was looking in that particular direction. 2 balls. Check that, 3 balls still to come. A lot of outs. Will be with Kenar Lewis not in. Big swing, good ball as he beats him low. And Iftikhar, when he's been on the stump so far in this first over, and you can hear him, we can certainly hear him from the commentary position a good, I don't know what you'd call that, about 80 feet away. You can hear him grunting. Really putting everything behind that pace. We're again playing on that center wicket, a wicket that probably has the least green of the 3 here at Mercer County Park. And we've observed so far it has something really for both sides. Something for the batters, but also it's really affected the seamers and the spinners a bit. There's been a lot of turn off of this pitch. Iftikhar pacing around, almost looking like a cat ready to strike, and now he comes forward. And this one is tapped to the onside. They'll come through for a single, stopped by the infield with nobody on that left side. One more ball to come. The Cavaliers after today, as they switch for the left-hander Hemraj. They will play their final 2 games of the season against the New Jersey Stallions, and game that will almost certainly have playoff implications, again with the top 2 of this 6-team division advancing to the playoffs in 2 weeks' time. Oh, beat everybody and stopped right behind Rizwan as he had to dive to make sure there weren't any byes there. Good fight back from Noman Iftikhar to finish out his over after 1. The Cavaliers, having won the toss and elected the bat, are 4 for none.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Burhan Saeed, one of the inclusions for the New England Eagles, set to get things started from the dog park end. One of 9 games happening today in minor league cricket. And again, the Southern Division looks pretty much salted away. Like it looks like it's going to be Baltimore and Morrisville advancing, but all the other divisional playoff spots still very much in contention, with matches today, tomorrow, and Monday, and then heading into next weekend, the big climactic set of matches. Here's Saeed's first delivery. And went behind him. A little poke was offered, and umpire Ritesh Patel, who was over in the tent for Game 1, is out here for Game 2. Spreads his arms as if he was landing up at Mercer County Airport and signals an extra. I think that's going to be the key here for New England. I think, the Cavaliers' bowling attack has really shown its teeth, not only this season, but you think about how well Najaf has bowled, Gajanan Singh with a hat trick earlier this season. They don't want to give them any extra wickets. They don't want to give them any extra runs. They want to make them earn every single run and every single advantage that they can get. That's the only way I think they have a chance in this game. Imran steps in again from the right side. And just dabbed to the onside. They'll take a run here, look for a second. Hemraj wanted it, and they'll get it. So Imran takes a pair. They go to 7 for none after 7 legal deliveries. You see Baran Saeed played for these Cavaliers previously. Again, turn to the onside. Again, they'll take a run. Just feeling them out right now. He's had a couple of twofers in his career. He has 8 wickets. It's a good day to go flying, too, and we mentioned during the last game a lot of Cessnas, a lot of Pipers heading overhead. As I said, we're not terribly far from the airport at Mercer County, and I don't know if I'd want to fly one of those. I think I would be okay with riding in them, but again, just coming out, a lot of time being taken in between balls. And some of it is the delivery, and some of it is, I think, is the batters. Oh, he reared back. Did Hemraj, looking to just cut it away, and then pulled back the bat. It was an almost imperceptible wrist action with which he pulled back on it. Oh, that one got up right in his armpit, and Hemraj had to get a bat on it in self-defense. 3 balls to come. Just underway here in this second game. And a quick reminder, we'll remind you later on, but we have 2 more matches coming your way tomorrow from Mercer County Park. It'll be the Manhattan Yorkers taking on these New England Eagles. And the New Jersey Stallions taking on the Philadelphians in the nightcap. Again, rearing back, and again he's beaten by the off stump. Good over by Saeed after an early wide and then giving up a 2 and a 1. And it's when you've had a game already on this pitch, you do have the opportunity, either you or if you have somebody from your team, to kind of scout and get an idea of how the pitch is going to react. And then you take notes, and then you get out there and try on your own. That one is whacked away to the onside, just gets by the fielder. And I think the position of where the ball was precluded them from taking a run, and that ends the over. Saeed comes back with 4 dots. He gives up 4 in that one. At the end of 2, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are 8 without loss.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Noman Iftikhar will continue from the Edinburgh Road end. Wheels around and comes forward to start over number 3. Oh, good job of beating him up high. And Nomi, as he is known on his uniform, again, I think he's probably, of all the bowlers in the Eastern Division, and there's a lot of pace bowlers, and we will see Najaf Shah. We won't see Junaid Nadir. He isn't in the lineup today, but we'll see Najaf Shah. He's definitely the most expressive. Turned to the onside rather, and they'll take a run. Imran goes to 5. Iftikhar also playing with the Cavaliers at one point, also a member of the Manhattan Yorkers. His 35th match has taken 30 wickets. Has never taken more than 3 in a match, but has done so twice. A bunch of twofers. And took 2 for 27 in the loss to the Stallions last Sunday up in New York. Ooh, just got a little nip to that one, and that one will roll away through the third mound boundary for 4. It's the first boundary of the contest. And this one is just using the pace, a little chop shot. And that one runs all the way to the boundary, skidding through the outfield for the first 4. And so Shanrapal Hemraj goes to 5. 13 for none midway through the second over. These two teams playing in officially their 7th match. They had one match that was abandoned due to rain in 2022. Each team has won 3. Or check that, it's 4-2. It's 4 for the Cavaliers, and an aborted run-up by Noman Iftikhar. The Cavaliers won the first 3 iterations, sweeping the season series in 2021, winning the one match in 2022. The Eagles won both games during the season last year, and then in the wild card semifinal, the Cavaliers won up in New York by 66 runs. That one is hit in the air. It is by the fielder and over the rope for 4. Check that. That bounced right in front of the fielder. And back-to-back 4s off the bat of Shanrapal Hemraj. And again, this time, once again, just up over the top, getting enough of the ball, using the pace of Noman Iftikhar to do the talking. So 9 runs given off the over now. You see Rizwan, who 56 in the first game between these two teams last year. On August 12th, he had 56 to go with Tawari's 6 for 5 as a defensive shot is played to the onside. Plenty of room, however, and they'll be able to scamper through for a single. So this is now a 10-run over, and Imran will face the final ball of it. The first time that these two teams have played, actually it's the second time these two teams have played in New Jersey. The last time was the second game in 2021 when they played here and the Cavaliers won. But I was talking about the wild card semifinal last year, and that, of course, was all due to that situation with the Titans last year forfeiting their last 2 games of the season, and it adversely affected the Cavaliers' chance to make the wild card playoff. And the league, what the league ended up ruling was is that we awarded a playoff game anyway, as this one is driven down the ground. It'll be close with an on throw, but it just gets by the fielder. It's backed up, and they weren't ready for a second. So they get a run, 11 off of that over from Iftikhar. At the end of 3, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are 19 for none. So Saeed will continue from the dog park end. On this gorgeous, gorgeous day. Fall begins tomorrow, I think. Tomorrow morning. And this is I'll take this weather. I'll take this at any day of the week. Although there is something to be said for those tangy, cool breezes of the fall as Saeed gets us underway in the 4th. Into the block hole, and that one is chopped down the ground. He'll take a single. So you see the 3 pitches as that one gets away, but neither runner was paying attention, so no harm, no foul. You see those 3 pitches in the center, and they had been using the left one, I think, almost exclusively, and that one is, it balances well. You also see that there's a fair bit of grass on it, and you see there the one on the left and the one on the right. It seems like we've been using the one on the left mostly, but this is the one, as we said, if you take a look at it, if it looks brighter, that's because there isn't as much grass on it. And that one is whipped on through, and a good job by Rizwan to back it up. And the thing with it being a grass top is if the ball tends to spin and bounce off the grass, it can help randomize and accentuate the spin. So when we talk about spin bowlers, those are the bowlers that usually bowl the ball a little bit slower. It helps with the guessing factor. And that's, I think, one of the most difficult things about being able to hit a cricket ball. This one is hit in the air. I don't know if this has the distance. He's going all the way back, but it goes over his head. And was he able to stop it for 4? He wasn't. That was a very, very good effort, which is applauded there. But unfortunately, it's 4 runs. And Chandrapal Hemraj now goes to 14. It's the second boundary of the innings for him. See that one going away. Again, looking at that 4th stump. It hung in the air. And again, with this power play in the first 6 overs, only 2 guys out there, and hit to a spot where they weren't. So 24 without loss halfway through the 4th over. But that's one of the things when we talk about, there's a lot of comparisons, especially here in the States, between cricket and baseball. And I think one of the biggest things, even when you're dealing with pace bowlers, with bowlers who can bowl fast, you're talking about having to, the ball most times and ideally will hit the ground. And so a lot of times you'll try and read the ball. And Hemraj does a good job of doing that and cutting that one away for a single. And he has played a very steady start here. And he goes on to 15. So that, I think, is part of it. And there's so many elements. And that's, as somebody who didn't grow up with the sport, that's one of the things I think you kind of learn to love about this. You look at baseball and, there's all sorts of, there's changing of the speeds, changing of the direction of the ball, and putting curves on it and the slider and and things of that nature. But here you have the extra element of what is the ball going to do after it pitches. And that one was ticketed to go behind the legs of Imran, and he dabs that down. They'll scoot through for another run, 26 without loss. And they'll switch up the field for the left-hander in Hemraj. And so yeah, that's and then every 6 balls you change up your line of attack. Carved off the legs, kind of a no, yes, yes, maybe, and in the end they do come through for a run. Let's see, that's going to be 8 runs off the over, I believe. And at the end of 4, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are 27 without loss. So 27 for none in the 4th over. And a new bowler has come in. For the New England Eagles, and will bowl from the Edinburgh Road end. Big, kind of a half-hearted appeal there, and Imran has to get back. This is Molly Polly who is in. And no run. Molly Polly, a veteran of the New England Eagles side. This one is hit in the air as there is a fielder, but it's Noman Iftikhar who's going to turn around and watch that one sail over the rope. It is a maximum as Brian Kane does his yoga pose, and Chandrapal Hemraj goes on to 22. Molly Polly going right down Broad Street, and he picks this one up on a hop and dispatches it down the ground. 33 without loss. Chandrapal Hemraj, a guy he's played in this time for some time here. Big swing, and that time it went underneath. Good ball from Molly Polly. Hemraj has played exclusively with the Cavaliers. 87 runs so far this season. As you take a look inside the ownership group there for the Cavaliers. A win, and they will be in really, really, really good shape. Picks that one up. Oh, good ball. And once again, he's got Hemraj guessing and flailing. Hemraj from Guyana, 30, just turned 31, back on September 3rd. West Indian international. 6 ODIs, 46 T20s. And that one is punched down the ground. Just having to do the splits there was Imran, so that he didn't get hit somewhere in the lower extremities. And he will come to the strike as Hemraj goes on to 23. Good start this from the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Imran on the other side. This is first match coming in as part of a 4-person shuffle. Final ball of the 5th over coming in. And that one just caught the outside edge, but it's sailed by everybody and goes through for a 4. So Imran ends things with a boundary and just caught that one off the edge of the bat as we look at it again. Again, this one in looked like it was going in on middle stump, and a little swish of the bat got enough of it to evade everybody and roll over the line. 5 overs complete after winning the toss and electing to bat the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, 38 without loss. So final over the power play coming up. These first 6 overs where only 2 players can be outside of the 35-yard circle that rings the pitch area. And both players stationed on the onside of the ground for Ali Imran. Or check that for Chandrapal Hemraj, playing him the pull. And instead he cuts away to the onside, but right into the fielder cordon, except it just eludes the fielder there. And they'll sneak off with a run. So Hemraj on the 24. And they will stay on this side of the ground. In fact, they'll bring a couple more players over to play Imran to cut. It's always fascinating seeing how each ball is handled, as this one is dabbed down but not far enough to score. And it's interesting. I went to a baseball game in Philly, a Phillies game, a couple of years ago with a friend of mine from Wales, and they're a huge, obviously, fan of cricket and you know, had watched enough baseball. And I explained that last year, they going into 2023, that they were outlawing the infield shift. That is the strategy of moving all the infielders over to one side of second base. In on the hands, and that one ended up getting cut to the offside. The incoming throw is inaccurate, but no harm there. 3 balls to come. Saeed only giving up 1 run off this over. And when I said that, my friend, the Welshman, said, well, that seems silly because that's good strategy. And, you know, the reasoning being in baseball, they were trying to open up the offense a little bit. But it's fascinating to me. Everything about cricket, this goes back to, the kind of bowlers you pick, the handling the pitch, etc. Everything about this game is strategic, and that's what makes it so great. Driven back down the ground, nobody there covering, and Imran takes another run. 40 for none. 2 balls to go in the power play. The Cavaliers so far this season, as we said, 4 wins from 5 games. And they have put some huge scores up. And their openers have done well to stay in for a while. And that one is hit and hit deep, and that's going to be out of here for 6. And Chandrapal Hemraj, with a flick of the wrist, uses the pace and just steers that one high and deep over the rope. And adds 6 more to the total. 46 without loss now, and Hemraj is on to 30. You'll see where this one ends up. Left-hander going over the wicket and just going with the grain, a good fluid swing. And one of those delightful ones. You see one of the spectators trying to take a catch there. And I didn't see if he got it or not. And Hemraj in reply. Oh, the player went halfway down the field. And Imran, but came back. And that ends the over. 8 more to the total. The power play comes to an end. The New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are 46 without loss. And once again, yep, that was impressive. Oh, he did drop it. I would tell you what, it was impressive just to get hands on it. We'll leave it at that. At the end of 6, they're 46 without loss. Apurva Maheshram will come into the attack for the first time this afternoon, as the Eagles now navigate the period outside of the power play. We mentioned the Cavaliers' season so far. Opening day loss to the Yorkers, but since then beat the Titans by 78 runs, Duckworth-Lewis style. Chased down a target of 146 to beat the Philadelphians on September 2nd. And then on September 7th, beat the Yorkers in an impressive performance by 97 runs. They had Manhattan at 6 for 6 at one point. Najaf Shah taking 3. Maheshram with his first spin delivery, and he's bowled him! Well, we've seen that a lot over the course of this, trying to adjust to a new bowling technique on this pitch, and Apurva Maheshram sends Imran on his way. The Cavaliers 46 for 1. That is an entrance, a great entrance, bar none. And he sends the woodwork flying with an impressive delivery. Here it is again, all arms and legs and lots of spin. We've said that this pitch has been offering a lot of spin for the spinners and the pacers, and Maheshram on his first delivery takes full advantage and sends Imran on his way. 46 for 1, and now Syed Abdullah, who always seems to bat well with both Chandrapal Hemraj and Gajanan Singh, will come up. And Syed Abdullah, a guy who's played fair bit of cricket around this part of the world and who has played with the New England Eagles and the Philadelphians, played in all 4 seasons, has 614 runs to his name, an average of just over 17, a strike rate of 121. His high so far in the last couple of seasons is 51. He has 2 half-centuries. His all-time high was on June 25th, 2022 with 59. And here he is, and he's very slowly, because he's been batting at about 4 and 5. And he goes down on one knee and hits this one to the outfield. They'll come through for a single, and he's off the mark first ball. But a good opening partnership by Imran and by Chandrapal Hemraj of 46 runs. And at the very least has gotten the Cavaliers off to a start that has put a lot of pressure on the Eagles bowlers as they come through and now start to work in bowlers number 3, 4, 5, and perhaps beyond. They're going to need to bowl well and try and take these wickets. Rearing back was Hemraj and cuts this one away and cuts it away for 4. Just killed a family of worms on the way through, but he slices and dices that one, finds the gap. And Hemraj now on to 34, and that brings up the 50 for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. 6.5 overs in, they're 51 for 1. With Kennard Lewis out today, that might be one of the reasons that Abdullah is batting up so high, because normally we would see Kennard Lewis probably right about here. Mahesh Ram delivers and watches that one sail wide and is given as such by Brian Kane. Brian, based up in the New York City area, and very much a fixture not only in minor league cricket, but Major League Cricket as well as other competitions. Cut away and cut through the gap. Through for a run. 35 now for Hemraj. The Eagles were playing only one player deep on that offside. And of course now you can spread out, now that we're outside the power play, you can spread out a little bit. Playing, I would say, just about even. 4 players on the onside, 5 on the offside. For Syed Abdullah. Big swing, no ding. Beats him just outside the off stump. 1 ball to come, and Mahesh Ram, after taking the wicket of Imran. Last ball of the over, and Abdullah flails at it, but no contact, and that ends the over. Well, they do get a wicket, but the Cavaliers have crossed the 50-run Rubicon at the end of 7. They are 53 for 1.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Amit Patil will come into the attack for the first time. We'll do so from the dog park end. The Cavaliers 53 for 1 after 7. As Apurva Maheshram, who took the opening wicket, takes his position right in front of our commentary position. And here's Amit. Ooh, and just getting up on his toes with Chandrapal Hemraj, who's taken the helmet off now that the bespectacled Amit Patil comes in with the spin. Love a guy who plays in glasses as someone who wears one himself when he plays sports. Oh, this one is launched. This one is going to become wildlife as it goes out into the trees. A massive, massive 6 off the bat of Chandrapal Hemraj. And, well, bid that one. We might need a search party to get to that one, but Patil goes length. This one was going behind Hemraj, and he just goes with the flow and sends this one out deep. And, in fact, I think they may have actually retrieved it. 59 for 1, and the Cavaliers, we mentioned they have a habit of putting up big scores so far this season, especially when batting first. They had 195 for 7 against the Titans up in New York last Sunday. And 168 for 6 in a 16-over game here the week before. Hemraj has to cut that one away. He comes through as he's on the 42 now. Hemraj's highest score, you know, he has a 144 in a first-class game and has a 103 not out. And in 46 T20s across different competitions, he's 105 not out as his highest score in T20 play. It's Syed Abdullah who watches this one sail wide, and an extra given by umpire Ritesh Patel. Ritesh based in New Jersey, actually up in North Jersey, I believe. Good to see him and catch up with him, as well as Brian Kane and Deepak Kadi, who is our third umpire for this match. Oh, went for the cut and, again, just beats him and bowled well by Amit Patel. 2 balls to come. And in fact, it looks like it's been given as 4. So he's hit that one for 4. 4 byes, thank you. 65 for 1. 1 ball left. Full toss, driven down the ground, but right at Apurva Maheshram, who has to back up and take the field it, rather. And that ends the over. Rough one for Patil. He gives up 13, and the Cavaliers are cruising along after 8. They are 66 for 1.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So as we mentioned, there's 9 games happening this afternoon. We mentioned the game we saw here, the New York City Titans winning their first game of the season, knocking off the Manhattan Yorkers as Maheshram continues from the Edinburgh Road end. And Abdullah has to come up and defend this one away. The Orlando Galaxy were playing the Atlanta Fire. The Fire defeat the Galaxy by 3 wickets. And I believe eliminates Orlando from contention in the South of the playoffs. Abdullah goes down on one knee, and Mahesh Ram appealing for an LBW, but it did catch the bat of Syed Abdullah. He'll take a run. That'll bring up Hemraj. And in fact, it has been given as a leg by. I thought it hit the bat, but umpire Brian Kane a lot closer than me. So here now is Hemraj on 42. Field changes around Mahesh Ram, and here he comes. And that one is cut away to the offside. There's a catch opportunity, but it drops in front. And they will take a run, and that one has, in fact, scooted all the way down for 4. So it looked like he had a chance off the bat here, but it did bounce in front and skitter away. And a big looping delivery, and Hemraj waited on that one and cut that one away nicely. Here is the opportunity, and it just bounced in front. I think it would have been difficult. I think maybe that bounces about 5 or 6 feet in front of the man out there. And Hemraj on the 46. And now he is a boundary away from a half century. Here it comes. And again, he cuts it away, and there almost, and it is the half century for Chandrapal Hemraj. He gets his 50 in 28 deliveries, and the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are in really good shape so far, 75 for 1. A 28-ball half century for Hemraj, and I'll tell you what, he looks pretty good as he raises the bat and salutes the applause and gets a tap from Syed Abdullah, who has been a spectator for, I would say, a good 20 runs off of this. There's an actual number I could give you in a second. But Apurva will continue. And this one is cut in the air. It'll drop in front of the fielder. That was dangerous. That was awfully dangerous. He didn't get a whole auto on that one, did Hemraj. 1 ball to come. Hemraj with 20 runs in this partnership. And that one is cut behind, and that one's going to roll away for another 4. So Hemraj gets another 4. 13 runs have been added. And this is the last 4 here. And you see the delivery from Mahesh Ram, and this one was cut away. And there was, it just skittered by, and that was the 4 that brought Hemraj over the 50-run mark. And I'll tell you what, he looks pretty good so far. 9 complete. The Cavaliers are 79 for 1. So 10th over, and we have another change in bowling. It'll be Samarth Tiwari, who comes into the attack now from the dog park end. And Tiwari in this particular matchup has, well, he ran roughshod over the Cavaliers last year. He took 6 for 5 in a big victory for the Eagles. Oh, beaten them all ends up and just evaded the stumps, but that was that had some hair coming out of it. Ooh, what a ball. We've seen a lot of good introductory balls, not only in this game, but in the last one. And we, of course, saw Mahesh Ram take a fantastic wicket on his first ball. It's the only wicket of the game so far. And again, Abdullah beaten. Tiwari has done, this is what he's known for. He's a good finger spinner. And Abdullah this time finally gets the notion. It gets by, skips off the hands of the fielder and fielded by Mahesh Ram as good job of backing up. Three balls left in the first half of this first innings. Cavaliers, of course, winning the toss and choosing the bat on this pitch, which has, as we said, a little bit for both. And we've already, the one wicket was taken by a spinner, and we saw the spinners and we've seen the seamers take advantage of this pitch today. And Hemraj doing a good job of waiting, and it gets by the fielder, but Hemraj really wasn't looking to take a run. Abdullah was, but you need two to tango on those, and Hemraj didn't bring his dancing shoes. 2 balls to come in the 10th over. Cut away, but fielded. 1 ball remaining. It'll be interesting to see. We still have Gajanan Singh lurking. Rishi Simpi is there. See how Salman Nazar does as well. But a lot of sharks swimming around in that dugout. Gives himself some room, cuts this one in the air, and that one's going to drop in between 3 fielders. Here comes a second run, and they're going to get it. And it looked like Abdullah was a little behind on it, but Hemraj comes back and grabs the second. He goes to 56. We're at the halfway mark here at Mercer County Park. The New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers 82 for 1. And it's just, once again, peeking around at some of the other scores that are happening. The East Bay Blazers taking on the Golden State Grizzlies out west. The Blazers 129 for 2 after 16. Fort Lauderdale and the Atlanta Lightning are underway. The the Lions batting are 34 without loss after 3.5. And the Houston Hurricanes and Dallas Euphoria Giants are going to be starting soon. The Hurricanes will be batting first. The St. Louis Americans have defeated the Chicago Tigers, chasing down the target of 101, as this is Henningham who's in for the first time, and this one is carved away. They'll take 1 off of this. And a single. Earl Henningham playing in his first ever game in minor league cricket. See if we can find out some more information about him. Plays up in New York a fair bit and in D.C. Looks like a medium pacer. Oh, just got a edge to it and skitters by. Looks like the proverbial cockroach on the bathroom floor, and they'll take another single. Hemraj now on 57. 84 for 1. And it's been mostly him, and alongside Syed Abdullah. The first partnership between Hemraj and Ali Imran was good for 46, and this one is up to 48. And this one is hit, and hit a ton. Going back on it and over the rope. And it is 6 more runs, and Syed Abdullah hits his first boundary. It's a maximum, and he goes to double digits. Waited on this one, a Yorker length, and just wheeled it back and hit this with all the berries. 90 for 1. I'll tell you what, Syed Abdullah, when he was playing for the Philadelphians, and we've said this, I know, on other broadcasts, but bears repeating, Abdullah, I don't think really got comfortable playing in the opening role of Philadelphia alongside Derek Narayan, and he drives this one to the offside, and they'll come through for a single, look for a second, and we'll get it. In fact, it's gone through for fourth. They were looking at it, but it did just skitter through for 4, just clearing the rope. And so 4 more to Syed Abdullah. And he goes to 14 off of 14. And the Cavaliers on 94 for 1. I think he's much more comfortable batting down in the order. And you see that here, just a nice, easy stroke of a shot. And just evading the fielder, tried the little inside of the foot kick step, but cleared him and cleared the rope. Now it's 48. Me and my maths. And this one is driven well to the offside, but it's stopped in the infield. Good job of seeing the ball by Abdullah. Final ball of the over. And this one is pulled to the onside. They'll take 1, and they will come back for 2 and get it easily. And that brings up the 50 partnership. Abdullah and Hemraj have gone for 50 runs, and they are looking very good, as are the Cavaliers. 11 complete for Mercer Park. It's the Cavaliers 96 for 1. There's a graphical representation thereof, 50 off of 29 balls. And those 16 runs by Syed Abdullah have come more recently in this stand. Hemraj really was captaining that ship, the good ship partnership. But Syed Abdullah has, when he's been faced with the strike, has done well. Tiwari will continue from the dog park end. Looping ball. This one is hit up high in the air. It's going back, and it has cleared the rope for another 6. And Chandrapal Hemraj goes to 63. It's another 6 for him. And that brings up the 100 for the Cavaliers. They're at 102 for 1. That's his 4th maximum to go with 7 4s. And this one is a little more uppish. This one is out there, and this one just hopped in front of the fence and goes over, in front of the rope rather, and goes over, and it's another 4. Add another 4 to the total of Chandrapal Hemraj. That's his 8th. 106 for 1, and he goes to 67. Doesn't matter. He's been hitting pace. He's been hitting spin. He's had Tiwari's number. And this time he comes back, and some good spin from Tiwari, this time jamming him. Good comeback. There's little victories, and eventually if you wear a batter like that down, he'll make a mistake, although the damage has been done, but still plenty of time for the Eagles to maybe limit the damage. It's already a pretty steep chase right now. This one is driven along the ground, just gets by the first fielder. Iftikhar was there in support, but Mahesh Ram comes around and makes the stop. They come through for a run, and that'll bring Abdullah back to strike. This has been a very, very solid innings. Very solid innings. And knowing what the bowling attack can bring, I mean, this is looking really good for the Cavs. Abdullah waits on this one. I think he topped this one, but does so to the onside. They'll come through for a single, bringing Hemraj back on strike to face the final ball of the 12th over. 108 for one. I know we haven't seen 200 scored in the East Division. We're just trying to see if perhaps we've seen one in the league, and that might be something. Well, Atlanta Fire had 221 yesterday. I think that's the high for the year, as that one is clubbed to the onside, and Hemraj will keep the strike as we head into the 13th. He's on 69. Abdullah's on 17. 12 complete for Mercer County Park. The New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers 109 for one. So Hemraj will face to begin the 13th over. And you never want to, I was going to say, you don't want to jinx anybody as Roth will come in. But so far, the highest score in division was Pranav Chetapaliyam yesterday, 87 not out in the winning for the Philadelphians. As Hemraj clubs this to the onside, but not far enough to score. Stephen Taylor has the only century of the season so far for the Atlanta Fire with 102. Sajith Gowda has had 94. And this one is hit to the onside. And has gone all the way. There's another 6 for Chandrapal Hemraj. And he moves his way up the chart. He goes to 75. It's like a Beatles song in 1964. Went in on the pads, and he just opened up and swung. And it's almost party time right now for them. 115 for one. Look at that run rate, almost 10. Again, gives himself some room, and this time top edges it to third man. Coming in is Chanapaliyam, or Molly Polly, beg your pardon. And that brings Abdullah up. Partnership now on 70 runs. Abdullah slaps this one to the onside, right to the fielder. Zings the ball back in to make sure Syed doesn't stray too much. There's Brian Kane, standing in front of Ashraf. And this one is hit high in the air. Is there a fielder out there? No, it drops in front. Well, they come through for a single. And Abdullah looking perhaps to see if Hemraj wants a second, and Hemraj not interested. 18 now for Abdullah. And so my math would tell me we'll look and not rely on my mental math. Final ball of the over. And this one defended in on the hands by Ashraf. And that ends the over. 8 more taken by the Cavaliers. 13 complete the score is the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers 117 for 1.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Well, there's the story of the game so far, folks. Chandrapal Hemraj, 76 for 43. And Syed Abdullah coming in after Ali Imran really played well in support. I think that 13 from 16 is a little misleading, but he, insofar as I think he batted a little bit better than that and staked him out to a good start. And then Abdullah really just flung it on. And then, of course, you've got 10 extras to the end of that, but that's kind of inconsequential at this point when you got a guy up there who is standing on 76, not out. And Hemraj on 46 in this partnership from 22 balls. But it will be Syed Abdullah who will face Mahesh Ram, who is back into the attack from the dog park end. I think this is the first time he's bowled from this side. Ooh, oh, he had a good ball by Mahesh Ram. That one really turned, and I think it surprised Syed Abdullah. I think you could almost see him blink from here when the ball kind of really did an about face and came in on his fists. And this one is hit down the ground. But it's taken by Noman Iftikhar, and that'll do it for Syed Abdullah. Noman Iftikhar, the captain, puts it away, and this partnership comes to an end on 71. But the damage has been done, at least by Syed Abdullah. He goes on 18 for 21. Mahesh Ram has both wickets. The Cavaliers 117 for 2. I think it was just a matter of time before Abdullah hit one. This time he decided to go down the ground, and Iftikhar, who was right in front of us, had it all the way. Another wicket for Apurva Mahesh Ram. And I think the Eagles, to say that the Eagles needed that is an understatement. Just when you think you've slayed one side of the Cerberus, Gajanan Singh appears. And it's like okay, you've disabled one trap. Now you've got to deal with a guy who also is pretty adequate at hitting the ball deep. But I'm interested to see what the approach will be from both batters, actually. I think Hemraj, now knowing that Singh's on the other side, I'm wondering if he's just going to really swing for the rope every time he steps up. It's Singh so far, 2 half centuries, including a 57. That's his high score. And so 2 things I think are going to happen. Either one of these guys are going to get out of the next couple of balls, or these 2 are going to be in for the rest of the innings, and it's going to end up with a relatively astronomical score. I don't think there's anywhere in between. I know that's a bold call either way, but just watching both of them bat. And Singh watches that one spin away from his off stump. Mahesh Ram's bowling well. I mean, 2 for 19, but he's taken both wickets, and I think he's really challenged the batters. Full toss. I don't know if he got contact on that. There's a race all the way down to the rope, and I don't think they got there. Nope, he didn't. It's going to be 4. And the question is did that come off the bat or were they buys? And I think they got a nick. I think Gajanan got a hand a nibble to it. And so those are his first 4 runs on ball number 2, 121 for 2. Oh, good ball. Good comeback ball by Purva Maheshram. And another dot ball. Well, that's the only blemish, that 4 so far, with 1 ball to go in the 14th. And that one is deep, and this one's going to get taken deep. There's a 6 for Gajanan Singh. His first, he goes to 10. And all 10 runs in the over come off of his bat. And at the end of 14, they are 127 for 2. Here it is again. A good length ball. He goes down on one knee and airmails this one to deepest, darkest Mercer County. 14 complete. The New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers 127 for 2.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So a couple of Guyanese-born batters in the middle right now for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. Of course, Gajanan Singh, U.S. international. "36 years of age. He'll be 37 in a couple of weeks. Originally from Cumberland in the East Berbice region of Guyana. But here is Chandrapal Hemraj, who stands in on 76 to face Iftikhar. And he cuts this one away, and it's gone all the way for 4. Oh, good job by the fielders to get there, especially Maheshram in the deep, but unfortunately for them, the ball had eyes, and that brings up 80 for Chandrapal Hemraj. How far will he go? That is the highest score in the division this season. We mentioned we've had 1 century this season. It was Stephen Taylor for the Atlanta Fire, who had 102. Had a couple of 90s. Oh, and he pulls this one away, and that one is laced through, and that, I believe, is going to go through. Is it? It went for 1. It was hit really hard, but it was hit at one of the outfielders came around and got it. So 132 for 2, and Hemraj now on 81. And once again, it's Gajanan Singh now. And Iftikhar again putting a lot behind it. And oh, they wanted to take the run, and now they will on the overthrow. And that was a difficult play. They weren't going to take the run, and they threw the ball in and unfortunately missed the wicketkeeper there in Rizwan, who's been standing in there behind the stumps. Been a long day, even in this first section of the match. Hit down the ground, but not far enough to score a run. 2 balls remaining at over number 15. Hemraj at bat on 81. Sujith Gout of the East Bay Blazers had 94. Reuben Clinton of Seattle had 92. Got a couple of 90s. You see the field shifting around. They're playing him mostly to pull here, although they do have 4 players on the offside. Oh, big swing on the bouncer, and just watching, that is 1 for the over, as Iftikhar bowled that one directly into the pitch. And Hemraj just flailing at that. And that, I feel like you get into trouble with those sometimes. I feel like if you do make contact, you need to get enough of it with the momentum of the ball on a pace ball like that to have it go. Because if you hit it in the wrong spot, that's how you get out. And a Yorker length delivery, and Hemraj will guide that one down to the onside. They'll take a run, and he'll hang on to the strike as he goes to 82. And here's just what I was saying. If the bat is straightened out a little bit, that ball pops straight up in the air, and it either goes high in the air for fielders to swarm on it, or it lands, or it travels 100 feet in the other direction for 6. 15 complete, 5 to go, 134 for 2, New Jersey, Somerset. We'll take a look at the see who we have here in terms of bowling. They've used 8 different bowlers, have the New England Eagles, and Mahesh Ram will be the first to be bowled out, as he has 2 for 29. He's the only one who's taken a wicket today. And this one is carved away to the offside. Another run for Hemraj, who goes to 83. 135 for 2. Mahesh Ram now 2 for 30. Iftikhar still has 1. Saeed has 1. And then you've got Samarth Tiwari, who has 2 to go, and then Malipali, Patil, Henningham, and Ashraf, who've all bowled 1. I imagine we'll probably see Iftikhar, Saeed, and Tiwari. I bet you that'll probably be how the final 5 will go, in some combinatoric thereof. Cut away this time by Gajanan Singh. And another run take. Singh on 12. The partnerships have been 46 and 71. They've been very strong and solid. Into the block hole and defended to the onside. And you sort of get the feeling, I think, you know, we'll see how they go, but these, it always seems like they're in complete control, and then all of a sudden you get a breakthrough. Driven down the ground. Mahesh Ram does well to come across and stop it from going into the outfield and conceding a run. Good over from him. And he has 1 ball left in it. Went for the cut shot, but into the gloves of the wicketkeeper, and that ends Mahesh Ram, who finishes 2 for 31. He gives up just 2, his best over of the day. 16 complete from Central New Jersey. The Somerset Cavaliers 136 for 2. There you see the 8 bowlers that the New England Eagles have used. Noman Iftikhar, the captain. And, I mean, it's really, you do want to show the bowlers a lot of looks, or the batters a lot of looks. On a day like today, when you've got one guy with his eye in and another one who I think, looks, he has the tendency to at least put up at least 30 runs and maybe more. It almost looks like you're grasping for straws. But Mahesh Ram has been the pick of them, 2 for 31. He's bowled well in spite of that economy rate. And Henningham will bowl his second. Was touched up for 14 in his first. And that one goes behind the wicket. They will get one. Just got back. Just got back, did Chandrapal Hemraj. And Singh goes to 13 off of 8. Hemraj is 50 off of 29 balls, and since then, 33 for 23. And he stands in against Henningham. And he cuts this one away. That's going to go all the way to the boundary. The fielder won't get there. 4 more for Chandrapal Hemraj. Oh, goodness. He goes to 87. What are we seeing here, folks? That is his 10th 4 to go with 5 sixes. So 70 runs off the 87 have come from boundaries. And it's carved away again. And again, it's into a spot where the fielder won't be. 91 for Chandrapal Hemraj. 145 for 2. He is everything they've tried to bowl him. Everything they've tried to bowl him. He's done well with pace. He's done well with spin. He's done well with seam. And they can't do it. Well, they've only got 3 on the offside, and he's been finding the gap and finding where as this one gets by, and there's 4 more, I believe. Yes. 4 more for Kajanan Singh. He did just get a little nibble on that one as well. 90, nope. In fact, these were given as 5 wides. Well, he's going to get another go, and that brings up 150. I thought he had gotten to that, but it had gone behind him. So, but still, 150 for 2 here in the 17th over. So Hemraj is still on 91. And this has been a bit of an adventure for Earl Henningham, who now has given up 4, 8, 13, 14 runs on only 3 legal deliveries. The Cavaliers with a win. Well, one, it would eliminate the Eagles. And the second thing it would do was it would eliminate the Manhattan Yorkers. And I'm just checking here. What do we got? I think they're getting a new ball. I think. We have a little bit of a break. We mentioned some of the matches. Again, you can check out all the action on minorleaguecricket.com. Check out our socials, MILCUSA on Instagram and on Facebook at MIL Cricket and on Twitter at MIL Cricket as well. And we have more action tomorrow here on the MLC Network. Of course, 2 games here. If you're in the central New Jersey, Philadelphia, North Jersey area, the Manhattan Yorkers taking on these New England Eagles in the first game at 10 o'clock, and then at 2, it'll be the Philadelphians and New Jersey Stallions. Last 2 games here at Mercer County Park here in 2024, and we appreciate the folks here for being such great hosts. Hemraj on 91. Has to play that defensively up in his breadbasket. And a welcome dot ball for Earl Henningham. I've only seen one century in person in minor league cricket. That was Milind Kumar's 104 at the Philly Cricket Festival 2 years ago. And a losing effort. And Hemraj carves this one away, and there's 4 more. 95 for Chandrapal Hemraj, and one ball to come in this over. Not so sure they shouldn't. I wonder if they could put another guy out there, because those are his last 3 boundaries. They have been carved away to that offside, and they're relying on those 3 upfield fielders, the one at square and the one at mid off, to really kind of keep that in. Final ball of the over from Earl Henningham. And this one defended to the offside. And that'll do it. 18 runs off this over from Henningham. He's now none for 32. And the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, thanks to that man right there, are in a really good position with 3 overs to play. 154 for 2.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So remember how I said they would probably go back to the guys with 2 and 3 overs already bowled? They haven't, as Amit Patil will now bowl. And this one is in the air, but safe, as dropping his bat down on it was Gajanan Singh, and it rolls ever so nicely to the 45. And again, just off the shoulder of the bat. Good bowling from Patil. Amit, that's 9 runs given up off of 8 balls, and they need an over. I mean, they need a wicket. That's basically going to be the thing here. And this one is pulled to the onside, stopped it long on by Noman Iftikhar, and another run. And here comes Chandrapal Hemraj, standing in the shadows of a century. 95 off of 57. Irrespective of what happens, he's put on a show today. And he goes down the ground. He'll get 1. Iftikhar will come and stop it at long on. He goes to 96. 156 for 2. Singh sends this one deep. There's a man there, and it's over his head, and it's another 6. Gajanan Singh goes downtown. He goes to 20, and 6 more to the total. 162 for 2. Oh, boy. Here it is again. Another spin, and heading in between middle and off stump, and there is another fantastic effort, but unfortunately it comes up short. If he was about 8 feet tall, he would have had it, but nature can only do so much. Final ball of the 18th over upcoming. And that one is hit to almost the same spot. It's a little bit shorter, and, oh, kept in play, I think. Or did it clear? No, it is 6. Oh, another great effort, but just beyond the rope. And Singh ends this with 2 mighty 6s that came awfully close to being caught, but 14 more runs added off the over. Singh goes to 26, and the Cavaliers 168 for 2 after 18. Here it is.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Best efforts. 18 complete, 168 for 2. Well, Noman Iftikhar will bring himself in to bowl the 4th over. That 6, by the way, brought up the 50 partnership. And that one is shot down. This one's going to race all the way. Will it get to the rope? Yes! 4 more, and there is the century for Chandrapal Hemraj. He takes off his hat. He gets a big hug from Gajanan Singh. A 100 for Chandrapal Hemraj, just the 2nd of the season. He gets it off of 59 balls. 13 fours, 5 sixes, a command performance from a command player on this day here in Mercer County. What a performance, and you know he had the look of it when he got the 50. And every single ball he's gotten, you know, sometimes you get luck, sometimes but I think he's had a couple little bouts of luck, but by and large it's been all him. Wow. And now he needs 3 more to surpass Stephen Taylor for the high for the season. Here it comes. And this one is popped straight in the air. Going back on it, and it'll drop in between the wicketkeeper and Tawari. They'll get a run. That was awful. That was tough, as trying to scramble to locate the ball, and it dropped right in front. And Rizwan really had to scramble to get back to it, and then it dropped right in front. But they pick up another run, 101 for Hemraj. And we're back to Singh, who's on 26. 10 balls left in the innings. I'll tell you what, 200 ain't out of the question either. Oh, hit him right on the leg, but Brian Kane unmoved. And I'm wondering, it almost looked like Hemraj had skipped out of the way. Or rather, Gajanan Singh had skipped out of the way. Iftikhar has given up 27. We look at it again. I think that would have been going over. 3 balls to come. What a day. What a match this has been, and it's not even half over yet. Whoop. That should be a wide on height, and it is. That would have been a wide to Shaquille O'Neal. And Iftikhar, I think he's brought his pace, and you know when you've got a batter and really a team who's batted as well, and you know Hemraj is the standout here, but everybody, Syed Abdullah has batted well, Gajanan Singh has batted well, and Ali Imran batted well. As the charging bull of Noman Iftikhar comes up. Bowled him! And there goes Gajanan Singh, and it'll be a muted celebration, but it will be a welcome relief. Gajanan Singh, clean bowl by Noman Iftikhar, and I'll tell you what, he definitely earned that wicket. Singh goes for 26 off of 15. The Cavaliers, however, 174 for 3. And Singh has played a part in this run total, but a great ball by Iftikhar. And the partnership comes to an end at 57. Well, Iftikhar, who has been known for taking bags of wickets, took 2 in the last game. And here it is opened up, and a good that seamed in a little bit. I think there was some good turn in that. And Iftikhar said, yep, cool, on to the next. And it will be Labib who comes in at number 5 alongside Chandrapal Hemraj. Ahmed Labib, who played in 2021 and 2022. We have statistics from him for that. Has a high score of 19, an average of 7.12. And will stand in with 2 balls remaining in this 19th over. And it'll be interesting to see, again, the strategy here between him and Hemraj. Part of me would probably say, look, just defend the wicket for a couple of balls and let Hemraj go nuts in the 20th. And this one is, wow, that was a good job of getting onto that one, driven down the ground. Well, Hemraj will face the last ball of the 19th here as Labib gets off the mark on ball 1, 175 for 3. It's been a tough afternoon for the Eagles in the field. And again, you look at the guys that the bowling, Najaf Shah, who you left that game against the Yorkers last Saturday with an injury, but he's back in the lineup here. And this one is driven down the ground. 2 players are going to come in, and Hemraj is going to keep the strike. He'll go to 102. That ties the season high for anybody across minor league cricket, and he'll have up to 6 deliveries to add to that. 19 complete, 1 to go. The New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers 176 for 3.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Chandrapal Hemraj will come up and face Maui Pali, who gave up 11 runs in his first over, and will bowl out and try and limit the damage and perhaps stop the story of Chandrapal Hemraj in this match. And this one is smacked and over, and it's 6 more. And just over the head of the fielder and long on. And there is the season high in minor league cricket in 2024. Chandrapal Hemraj on 108 not out. And he is hitting them to all parts. He was hitting them to the offside. He hits this one down the ground. 5 balls to go. And he's gone, and that is the end of Chandrapal Hemraj. But 108 for Chandrapal Hemraj. He gets a polite round of applause from the New England Eagles and a pat on the back by Labib. And my goodness gracious, what an innings from Chandrapal Hemraj. 108 from 63 balls, 13 fours, 6 sixes, and the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers in a very, very, very good position at 182 for 4 here in the 20th. And he gets a well-deserved round of applause from the fans here and from his dugout. A superlative performance from him. And I'll tell you what, He's an experienced player, having played at the international level, having played for the West Indies. That might be his highest in a. I don't know about other T20s, but that I'm pretty sure is his highest in a T20. I know in a major domestic T20 it was 105, and with 108. I think that's definitely in the top 10 innings. Stephen Katwaru will come out to bat aside Labib, and the Cavs at 182 for 4 here. And I feel like here you just got to swing as much as you can and add some more runs. And he hits this one in the air, chips this one over the infield. The deep fielder there is going to come in, and Mahesh Ram, there is a beam in towards the non-striker's end, and Katwaru and Labib able to get back safely. 183 for 4 as Katwaru gets off the mark. 3 balls remaining. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, that's all you can say. And let's not forget, in addition to that, 3 really strong partnerships. 46, 71, and 59, I think was the third one. Big swing, no contact. Stopped by Rizwan, and 2 balls remain. Mali Pally, 1 for 18, getting the big fish, but very, very late in the game. The partnerships. Chandrapal. We'll check in a second here. That one is hit deep. It'll stay in the ballpark, and it's snaffled there by Mahesh Ram, and another wicket goes down. This time it's Labib. 2 wickets for Malipali in the over. That'll boost the statistics a little bit. And it'll be 183 for 5, and the next batter coming out in a hurry. They want to finish this off so they can get into the field. So Labib goes down, 183 for 5. So just going over the partnerships again. Hemraj and Imran, 46. Hemraj and Syed Abdullah, 71. Hemraj and Gajanan Singh, 57. And a false start there is Ghazi. Abdullah Ghazi comes in. 2 balls to face the final ball. Let's see if he swings for the fences here. He does, and he's going to get it. So, thanks for coming as Abdullah Ghazi launches a 6 to end an amazing, amazing innings here at Mercer County Park. The New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers finish 189 for 5, but the big story, Chandrapal Hemraj, 108, a season high across all of minor league cricket in 63 balls, 13 fours, and 6 sixes. And that really paced the innings as you take a look at a fantastic scorecard. And again, those 3 partnerships, Imran with 13, Syed Abdullah with 18, Gajanan Singh with 26, but they were all partnerships of 46 and above. And then Labib got out for 1, and Stephen Katwaru and Abdullah Ghazi, the 2 not-out batters, on 1 and 6 respectively. 16 extras in there as well. And for the Eagles, well, Mahesh Ram was the big man early, 2 for 31. Mali Pali got 2 in the final over to finish 2 for 24. He technically will have the best figures. Noman Iftikhar got a huge wicket, 1 for 30, but that was really after the damage had been done. And then a lot of big numbers down below. And guys who came in and bowled a couple of overs. Amit Patil really put the pressure on Nunn for 23. So We'll catch our breath, and the New England Eagles will do the same as well. They need 190 runs to win. It ain't going to be easy. But as we go to break, we want you to enjoy the highlights and take in the majesty that was Chandrapal Hemraj's 108, as we say again, the top score across minor league cricket this year. And we'll come back for the run chase. You're watching the 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies here on the MLC Network. Iftikhar will get things started from the Edinburgh Road end, and that one is in there and is turned away to the onside, and they are off the mark, off the hands of off the bat of Imran. Ooh, just got a little nip to that one, and that one will roll away through the third mound boundary for 4. It's the first boundary of the contest, and by 66 runs. That one is hit in the air. It is by the fielder and over the rope for 4. Check that. That bounce, difficult things about being able to hit a cricket ball. This one is hit in the air. I don't know if this has the distance. He's going all the way back, but it goes over his head. And was he able to stop it for 4? He wasn't. That was a very, very good effort, which is applauded there, but unfortunately. Molly Polly going right down Broad Street, and he picks this one up on a hop and dispatches it down the ground. 33 without loss. In for a while. And that one is hit and hit deep, and that's going to be out of here for 6. And Chandrapal Hemraj at 1 point. Najaf Shah taking 3. Mahesh Ram with his first spin delivery, and he's bowled him. Well, we've seen that a lot over the course of this. Rearing back was Hemraj and cuts this one away and cuts it away for 4. Just killed a family of worms as someone who wears one himself when he plays sports. Oh, this one is launched. This one is going to become wildlife as it goes out into the trees. A massive, massive 6. Field changes around Mahesh Ram, and here he comes. And that one is cut away to the offside. There's a catch opportunity, but it drops in front. And they will take a run, and that one has, in fact, scooted all the way down for 4. So it looked like he had a chance off the bat here. Here it comes. And again, he cuts it away, and there almost, and it is the half century for Chandrapal Hemraj. He gets his 50 in 28 deliveries, and the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are in really good shape so far. 70. And that one is cut behind, and that one's going to roll away for another 4. So Hemraj gets another 4. 13 runs have been added. And this is up to 48. And this one is hit and hit a ton. Going back on it and over the rope. And it is 6 more runs. And Syed Abdullah will continue from the dog park end. Looping ball. This one is hit up high in the air. It's going back and it has cleared the rope for another 6. And this one is a little more uppish. This one is out there, and this one just hopped in front of the fence and goes over, in front of the rope, rather, and came in on his fists. And this one is hit down the ground. But it's taken by Noman Iftikhar, and that'll do it for Syed Abdullah. Noman Iftikhar, the captain, puts it away, and this partner, he's really challenged the batters. Full toss. I don't know if he got contact on that. There's a race all the way down to the rope, and I don't think they got there. Nope, he didn't. It's going to be 4. And the question is did that come off the bat or were they buys? And I think they got a nick. I think Gajanan got a hand a nibble to it. And so those are his first 4 runs on ball number 2. 121 for 2. And that one is deep, and this one's going to get taken deep. There's a 6 for Gajanan Singh. His first. He goes to 10. And all 10 runs in against Henning. He's been finding the gap and finding where as this one gets by, and there's 4 more, I believe. Yes. 4 more for Gajanan Singh. Losing effort. And Hemraj carves this one away, and there's 4 more. 95 for Chandrapal Hemraj, and one ball to come in this. Singh sends this one deep. There's a man there, and it's over his head, and it's another 6. Gajanan Singh goes downtown. He goes to 20, and 6 more to the total. And that one is hit to almost the same spot. It's a little bit shorter, and, oh, kept in play, I think. Or did it clear? No, it is 6. Oh, another great effort, but just beyond the 50 partnership. And that one is shot down. This one's going to race all the way. Will it get to the rope? Yes! 4 more, and there is the century for Chandrapal Hemraj. He takes off his hat. He gets a big hug from Gajanan Singh. A 100 for Chandrapal Hemraj, just the 2nd of the season. He gets it off of 59 balls, 13 4s, 5 6s, a command performance from a command player on this day. Comes up. Pulled him, and there goes Gajanan Singh, and it'll be a muted celebration, but it will be a welcome relief. Gajanan Singh, clean bowl by Noman Iftikhar, and this one is smacked and over, and it's 6 more. And just over the head of the fielder and long on. And he's gone, and that is the end of Chandrapal Hemraj. But, fences here. He does, and he's going to get it. So, thanks for coming as Abdullah Ghazi launches a 6 to end an amazing, amazing innings here at Mercer County Park. The New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers finish 189 for 5, but the big story Now we're back here at Mercer County Park in West Windsor Township, New Jersey. 2024 Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Yash Technologies. There is the story of the first half of this match between the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers and the New England Eagles. The Cavaliers 189 for 5, setting the Eagles a target of 190, thanks to the efforts mostly of Chandrapal Hemraj, who has a season-high 108, the highest score, getting ahead of Stephen Taylor's 102 that he scored for Atlanta earlier in the season. So the question is, the Eagles, if the last embers of their playoff chances are flickering around, and if they want to at least throw some bit of stoking to that fire, they need 190 runs, an asking rate of about, I would say, almost 10 and over. Brian Barish back here with you. Glad to have you along as we wrap up this the second game of this day here at Mercer County on a beautiful, beautiful day, as it will become fall tomorrow, the last day of summer. And good way to end it is there is the man who, well, he took 3 wickets before having to go off with an injury in the last game he played against the Manhattan Yorkers. That is Najaf Shah, the captain, and one of the most fearsome opening bowlers. It'll be Ashraf and Prajapati, and Najaf Shah will get things started from the dog park end. He cuts us away to the onside, and able to get this one. They come through for a single. And they are off the mark. Usman Ashraf. 37 runs in 2 innings. And Vandit Prajapati, who 39 runs for him so far in this season. And hoping that they can get the run chase down quickly. That one sails by the off stump, and umpire Ritesh Patel spreads his wings. And so Shah gives up an extra. The run rate, that's going to be very important to keep an eye on. And the Eagles have to, I don't know that they have anything to lose here. And I feel like logic would sort of dictate for them to play aggressively, especially against pace. That is a full toss that is cut to the offside and, in fact, goes down to sort of that backward point, third man region. They'll come through for a single. And Prajapati off the mark. So 3 for none. And we'll tell you the playoff implications here as we go on, as Najaf comes in again. Watches this one stays inside the tram lines. Good comeback for Najaf Shah. And again, watches this one sail by. That one kept low. And we've mentioned a couple of times, especially in the first innings, about the makeup of this pitch. And it looks like there's a little bit more, I think, a little bit more that would cause the ball to spin and torque a little bit as you get closer to the wicket. That's kind of how it acted last year. 2 balls to come in this opening over. Full toss again, and this one is carved away to the offside, and there is a first boundary by Usman Ashraf. And I think that's the 3rd full toss that Najaf Shah has thrown here as bowled. And well spotted by Usman Ashraf. Good start so far for the Eagles. Bell bowls that one a sort of a long length bouncer, and it goes on through to the keeper. Beats Ashraf, who had a boundary, 7 given up in the first over, chasing 190. The New England Eagles are 7 without loss.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Abdullah Ghazi, as expected, will begin proceedings from the Edinburgh Road end. And looking at the Eagles in the last game, in their last game against the New Jersey Stallions, where they lost by 43, unable to chase a target of 200. That was last Sunday. Usman Ashraf was out for 21 off of 23 before being stumped by Hiran Patel. Prajapati batted all the way down at number 8 and was 15 for 10. And he's been moved all the way up to number 2. Carved away to the offside, but there's a fielder there. It is Syed Abdullah who finds it in his sneakers. And Prajapati goes to 2. That required run rate, I think in order for the Eagles to have a chance, they have to really manage that as we go on. And kind of a half-hearted play at that one. And in fact, that will something came off of Ghazi, Abdullah Ghazi. So that will not count. As you see, umpire Brian Kane with the washout signal. And Abdullah Ghazi comes in once again. Oh, that kept low, and goes all the way for 4, and I think those are going to be given as 4 byes. We'll double check what Brian Kane says here. No, he did get it off the bat. No, it was given as a bye. Sorry, was given as a bye. I thought it looked like it had missed everything with the naked eye. And so 4 to the total. Not to Ashraf's, but I don't think he'll care about that. Well, that one is driven into the ground on the offside, but fielded there. Playing 6 men to the offside. 3 men to the onside, playing one at short third man at long off. And driven down the ground, and that long off fielder is going to watch that one go almost over the rope. Was that stopped? It was, and that's gone for 2. Good job by the outfielders there. Save a couple of runs, and those little 1%ers, a little extra bit. And that one goes by and again beats him and beats the off stump. 1 ball to come for Abdullah Ghazi in this over. The Eagles looking at 7 and over here. And again, a Yorker, and again a good ball by Abdullah Ghazi to end the over. He gives up 7, but that's good enough. At the end of 2, chasing 190, the New England Eagles 14 without loss.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So Najaf Shah will come back into the attack from the dog park end. Bouncer in on Prajapati. That was aerial for a second. When they'll come through for a run as the fielder was unable to pick up the ball on. It looked like he had the ball. He was ready to peg at the stumps, but didn't have the ball. That was Labib. See a photograph of somebody taking a photograph. Love it. I love the fact that we have a lot of photographers that come to these games, professional, amateur, otherwise, and really I think captures the spirit and captures a lot of the action here. And you know, it's great that we have people who are interested in this sport to do this. Here's Shah. Flays at this one. And again, beaten by a good ball by Najaf Shah. That's how the Cavaliers are going to salt away this victory, as if they really ask questions of the New England Eagles batters and give them those trivia questions that only a handful of people know in the metaphorical cricketing sense. As the sun sets to our east. That one is well struck. And it's going all the way. Ritesh Patel puts up a couple of fingers. That's a 6. He gives the 2-finger salute you can't show on TV. And there is the first maximum of this innings off the bat of Usman Ashraf. He goes to 13, 21 without loss. Just to give you an idea, they're actually ahead of where the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers were. They had finished the 3rd over at 19. It wasn't until a little bit later on in the innings that they started to accelerate more. And this one is cut away, this time to the offside. The fielder out there keeps the ball in front of him at the very least. They'll get 2. Good job once again. That's the 2nd ball out there. Raj Desai. That's the 2nd one. He was the one that stopped that earlier one from becoming a 4. So he saved 4 runs, which is very helpful when you're trying to defend 189. Cut away and through the slips and over the rope to grandmother's house we go. It's a 4 by Usman Ashraf. And I'll tell you what, he's come out looking pretty good here in the early going. As we see this one again, let's see how this pitch is. It was pitching away. A good seam ball right in between the wicketkeeper and the man at slip. And rolling, just like an 18-wheel big rig. 1 ball to come. And Shah, who has not always prone to giving up big overs, has allowed 13. All of them bar one off the bat of Usman Ashraf. Dabs it down to the offside. Going to be quick. And he gets through for a single and will keep the strike. Usman Ashraf goes to 20 off of 15 as they surrender 14 runs, does Najaf Shah. At the end of 3, the New England Eagles off to a fast start. They're 28 without loss.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Abdullah Ghazi will continue from the Edinburgh Road end. Repeating, if the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers win, it will eliminate the Eagles. It will eliminate the Manhattan Yorkers from playoff contention. As this one is cut away high in the air, but over the drawn-in infield, and it will run away for 4 more by Usman Ashraf. That's his 3rd. He goes to 24. And so far, the New England Eagles keeping pace. Didn't turn terribly much, and Ashraf played it well. 32. The other side effect of this, and we'll continue after this ball here from Abdullah Ghazi. This one is hit and hit well. This one will have a vapor trail coming out of it. It's a 6. And Ghazi has 10 off of 2 balls, and he goes to 30. 38 without loss, and Ashraf seeing the ball well and goes downtown. Well, his high score was 21 coming into this innings, and he has rocketed past that. We've already seen a century. If you're just joining us, Chandra Paul Hemraj, 108. Could we see a second one? Ashraf moving his feet. Was coming down the track before the ball even got there. He had made his mind up, but was beaten well by Abdullah Ghazi. If New England should win this game, that will make the Philadelphians happy, because it will basically, if they win tomorrow against the New Jersey Stallions, then they would need the Stallions to sweep the Cavaliers next weekend to make the playoffs. If the Cavaliers win this game, however, then it will become a must-win for Philadelphia. And if the Philadelphians lose tomorrow to New Jersey, they're out, and that would put in both New Jersey teams, the Stallions and the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, as the 2 representatives in the playoffs, which, as a reminder, will be October 2nd through 6th in Atlanta, Georgia. A little half-hearted flail at that one by Usman Ashraf, just trying to guide the ball away. Abdullah Ghazi's come back with 2 good balls after giving up a 4 and a 6. I said they needed to keep the run rate manageable. They are on top of the run rate now. Dabbed away to the offside, and they'll come through for a run. Good job by Ashraf. We'll bring up Prajapati to face the final ball of this 4th over. And they are very close with 2 overs left in the power play. They're very close to where the Cavaliers ended on 46. But then remember, the first ball of the 7th was when the wicket went down of Imran. And then that brought in Chandra Paul Hemraj or rather that brought in Syed Abdullah to bat with Chandrapal Hemraj, and then the Cavaliers got on their motorbikes and went vroom, vroom, vroom. Off the pad, big appeal, and he's given. And there is a wicket by Abdullah Ghazi, and Prajapati has to go. There's a big old breakthrough. Great ball by Abdullah Ghazi, right on the pads. No hesitation by Brian Kane. And there is the first wicket to complete the fourth over. They're 39 for 1. Mandit Prajapati, who was always playing second fiddle to Usman Ashraf in this opening pair, or so it seemed. But an opening partnership of 39 comes to an end as we take a look at it again. Let's see. Nope. Well, there is the 6, but that's okay. It looked good from here. That's the end of the fourth. It's 39 for 1. Well, Purva Mahesh Ram will come in at number 3. Here is a look at the wicket. Ball again keeps low, and yep, absolutely plumb. And up went the slender left index finger of Brian Kane. And it won't be Mahesh Ram who will face. It will be Usman Ashraf, who's on 31 for 20. And we will have a change in bowling from the dog park end. It will be Chandrapal Hemraj, the man of the hour. And guided along on the ground. A loud no there by Mahesh Ram on the non-striker's end. And driven along the ground, stopped by Syed Abdullah, who keeps it in front of him. Good bowling by Chandrapal Hemraj. I'll tell you what, if he can pick up a couple of wickets, that would officially be set the world on fire status. And again, driven uppishly, but on a little humpback line drive again to Syed Abdullah, who again fields, and another dot ball for Chandrapal Hemraj. This one this one comes up, and once again it finds Syed Abdullah. And again, they're not able to take a run. So Hemraj has come in and stopped the bleeding, at least for now. Stop the flow of runs against the guy who has been peeling them off. Again, driven. They were going all the way. And finally, they get a run off of this over as Ashraf goes to 32. The target now 150 off of 91 balls. A little under a run and a half a ball. And the run rate, now they're on the other end of the run rate. Final ball of the fifth over from Chandrapal Hemraj. And this is a full toss. This is coming out near us. It will just bounce in front of the rope and go away for 4. And Apurva Mahesh Ram's one swing of the over goes for 4. So a good over doesn't completely fall apart, but Hemraj only gave up 5 as you see this beautiful straight drive by Apurva Mahesh Ram, who got 2 wickets on the defensive side for the New England Eagles. 5 complete, chasing 190, the New England Eagles 44 for 1. As we prattle along here, it is another change in bowling. And it will be Salman Nazar who will take the ball from the Edinburgh Road end. Nazar played for the New England, or for the Somerset, or rather, sorry, I was right the first time, for the New England Eagles last. Almost a full toss. Did he get it? Yeah, he did. Or did he? Well, he got the ball. The question is whether or not he made contact, and I don't think he did. They were celebrating, and they were loudly appealing that there was a nick, but no. What a good ball. Good bowling for Nazar. Nazar, last year for New England, 5 wickets, 91 runs allowed, the best of 2 for 52. There's a sweep, and oh, good job of keeping that in front. And a good stop by Ali Imran. Opens up and another big swing. No contact. Well, it looked like Ashraf was going to follow in the steps of Chandrapal Hemraj, but Hemraj himself put a stop to that. Whoop. As this one is hit, we had a couple of small dogs run on by. I don't know what to look at. Meanwhile, that one was hit, and it is a boundary. That is 4 more runs. And there's the first blemish as Usman Ashraf hits that one for 4. And that's his first one in a while. It's 48 for 1. We just saw, of course, we have the dog park behind us. And we had, they're coming back. There's a big, big appeal, but no dice. And that ends the over. This game has, in fact, gone to the dogs. There we go. And that's the end of the power play. The New England Eagles chasing 190 or 48 for 1. Hemraj continues from the dog end. Formerly the dog park end. It's just funny. You just kind of look up and you see these 2 little, like, lightning bolts of fur just come zipping on by. Smacked down the ground there by Mahesh Ram. Stopped into deep by Syed Abdullah, who it seems like the ball has been finding him today in the field after being a part of a 71-run partnership alongside Hemraj. Guided cut away. They'll take 1 and 1 only. And that brings up the 50 for the New England Eagles. And going at a run rate of under 8, which is good, but the asking rate now over 10. Driven, but didn't. I think he got more of the ground than he did the ball, Mahesh Ram. And a dot ball by Hemraj. So there is 50, and the Cavaliers got to 50 in the 7th over, as this one is punched down the ground, but Ali Imran is there to calmly field it. Another run taken. They need 139 more from 13.2 overs. Driven again down the ground. Oh, good stop. Great stop there. And that was by Nazar. And Nazar checking his legs to make sure he still has 2 of them. Oh, he thought about it. He certainly did, and that's going to be a stumping, I believe it is. And there is the wicket of Ashraf, and finally, or did he? Hang on. Nope. I don't think he did. Ashraf was walking off, but in fact, nope. Ashraf is still safe. 7 complete, 51 for 1. So 51 for 1, and apologies for the false alarm there. Ashraf is still there on 37 for 4, and Nazar will continue from the Edinburgh Road on. That's Stephen Kotwaru, who is behind the stumps today with Kenar Lewis out of the lineup, and they haven't needed him today, at least with the bat. That one is just got a thick outside edge on it, and that's going to run all the way for 4. Or did he? Did he stop it? No, it did go for 4. So Mahesh Ram goes to double digits. And he got out in front of this, and I think a little lucky because I think he got underneath of it, but got enough of it to go all the way down to the third-man boundary. So Mahesh Ram goes to 10, 55 for 1, 135 still needed. Yorker length ball right in the block hole, and they'll come through for a run. Good defensive shot made by Mahesh Ram. That'll bring Ashraf up to the strike. Well, they are right about at the par score. Par score right now is 59. They're 56 for 1, and they are, let's see, 10 behind what the Cavaliers were, as this one is played defensively by Ashraf. 37 off of 35, 56 for 1. Brian Barish here with you. Glad to, whether you've been joining us for a couple of overs, the whole game, or both games here today. This one is driven through the offside. Couple of guys out there chasing, and they'll chase forevermore. It's a 4, and Ashraf goes to 41. He's getting closer to a half century. Right on the stumps that was spinning by Nazar, and guided nicely through the gap for 4 more. Well, we started to say in game number 1, the NYC Titans got their first victory. The Eagles looking for theirs. This one is high up in the air. There's a man coming out, and he's not going to get there. And it's 4 more, and Ashraf goes to 45 with 1 ball to come here in the 8th. And once again, he's managed to hit this one up in the air with a reverse sweep. And the man at third man digging in after it, but nope, over the rope. 1 ball to come. Nazar looked good. He only gave up 2 runs in his first over. That would be 4 runs in his first over, Brian. He's allowed 13, and Ashraf is a 6 away from a half century. He drives it along, and he's going to nick the strike. They trot through for a single. Well, they're keeping it competitive, and Ashraf is, he looks pretty comfortable in at the crease. 8 complete, chasing 190. The New England Eagles are 65 for 1 here from Mercer County Park.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Ali Imran will come in for the first time. And a solid batting performance in the first innings. He scored 13 off of 16, but was played well in support of Gajanan Singh in the opening stance. Check that of Chandrapal Hemraj in the opening. And he is a right-arm pace bowler. Oh, and that one is cracked down to the offside. They'll take one and one only. But that one was hit with some pace by Ashraf, who now goes to 47. 66 for one. Again, kind of hanging around, and you see again, keeping an eye on the par score to get you an idea of it, but they are actually ahead of the par score. The par score is 64, or was 64. Now they have to update it with a ball. Yeah, they're only one ahead. But in the run rate, in the overall picture, they're behind. That one is hit in the air to the offside. 3 players are chasing after it. It's going to land in between all of them. They're going to get 2. And a good job there. So 2 more runs to the total. Mahesh Ram goes to 13, and Ashraf still waiting on the other side on 47. But they have played well. I mean, the Eagles, they knew they were in for a fight, and they knew they were in for a fight even before Chandrapal Hemraj put up 108. Imran in. This one is cut away, and that's going to 2-hop over the rope for 4. 4 more for Apurva Maheshram. He goes to 17. And the Eagles are fighting here. They're 72 for 1. Well, this game is still very much poised to go either way. And as we said, the Eagles, they have to win out. That's the one thing they can control. They have to win today. They have to beat the Yorkers tomorrow. And then they play the NYC Titans twice up in Glenville next weekend. Ooh, he flailed at that. Beats him up high over the bat. Good comeback by Ali Imran. The wind starts to pick up a little bit. Temperature still holding at about 79 degrees. The wind only about 5 miles an hour. We've been here when we've had gusts of 30. That was a couple of weeks ago. Oh, smacked to the onside. Is anybody there? No, there isn't. And that one does clear the rope for 6 off the bat of Apurva Maheshram. And he goes to 23. And I'll tell you what, he didn't get a whole lot of height on this one, but he got a lot of power and a lot of distance, and that's all that matters. He goes to 23. The Eagles on 78 for 1 now. They're still behind the run rate, which is a little interesting, but they, the required rate is 10, and they've gotten 13 so far with 1 ball to come. They're missing Junaid Nadir. Oh, that one just hopped over the stump, over the wicket. And a good comeback from Ali Imran. He did give up 13. 9 complete. The New England Eagles 78 for 1.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Change in bowling as Viraj Desai comes into the attack. We mentioned they're missing Junaid Nadir. They're also missing Saad Ben Safar, the captain of the Canadian national team. And of course, we've got associate international matches with Cricket World, with the World League 2 happening as Desai will come in, left arm spinner. And Ashraf on 47, playing defensively. I think that's a good idea. Maybe take a ball or two and play defensively and see what the ball's going to do here. And he pops this one up. There's a fielder there who ranges to his left. He takes the catch and, more importantly, stays in front of the rope, and that will do it for Ashraf, who does not get his half-century. And Desai on his first ball gets Ashraf to get himself out as he hits that one long and deep, but not deep enough. And his stand comes to an end. The Eagles now 78 for 2. Abdullah Ghazi was the man in the deep who took the catch. Here it is again. He made himself some room, came down the track. And here is Abdullah Ghazi, who ranges over and just made the catch, maybe about 3 feet in front of the rope. And he did well not to step over. If you are in possession of the ball, or you are, let's put it this way, if you're on the other side of the rope, if you have contact with the ground and you touch the ball, it is considered over the boundary. Well, that was their big hitter, at least to start. And now, what can they do here? They need 112 runs off of 64 balls. And Karen Parikh will come to the strike, making his debut with the New England Eagles. He plays up in the Boston area. And he cuts this one away to the third man. And he's off the mark on his first ball. .79 for 2. And he's gone. Desai has his second and 3 balls. Clean bowling, Mahesh Ram. And he was the other guy who was showing a bit of fight and spirit, and now he's on his way back to the dugout after being bowled for 23, and Desai now 2 for 1. And the New England Eagles are in some trouble here, 79 for 3. Well, Desai really coming through with the spin here. And let's see, this one starts in and then almost acted like a flipper. It came back, it sort of straightened itself out on the stumps and caromed into the leg stump and took off the bails. So from 79 for 1 at the beginning of this over, they're now 79 for 3. And it's Mali Pali who will come out. To bat alongside the debutant Parikh. Vasudev Mali Pali. Mali Pali I know he played last year. So far this season, he's only scored 20 runs, a top score of 18. Oh, good ball to start, and he has to play that up defensively. Another dot ball. Viraj Desai has made a huge breakthrough here, and he gets another dot to end the over. 2 wickets, 1 run allowed, and the complexion of the game has changed somewhat dramatically at the midway point. 10 gone, 10 to go. They need 111 more to the Eagles. They're 79 for 3 after 10 overs of play. Ali Imran continues from the dog park end, and that one goes through. And it's a 4 for Parikh, and he is off with his first boundary. 83 for 3. 107 needed off of 59. And the required run rate creeping up towards 2 runs a ball. They were ahead of the DLS par score for a minute, but now they're 6 runs on the other side of it. And that one is edged all the way to third man and all the way through for 4. So Parikh gets back-to-back boundaries, and the Eagles will not go quietly. They go to 87 for 3, and Parikh goes to 9. As we said, it was always going to be a challenge, and it was, we knew this was going to be a difficult proposition for the Eagles. But I would say they have not rolled over and played dead. They are really, really taking it to the Cavaliers here. Oh, that's a beautiful laced shot away for 4 more. 3 boundaries in a row by Karen Parikh. Well, he goes to 13. Well, he tried bowling him inside. He tries bowling him on the tram lines, and that is a majestic stroke. And he comes awfully, awfully close, the man there, to catching that. And I don't know, he may have had a seam imprint on his hand had he gotten his palm to it. And Gajanan Singh, he is a pretty reliable fielder, but not when the ball is traveling like 100 miles an hour. Chop down on the fence. They will scamper through for a run. 92 for 3. 98 remaining. As Molly Polly will come to the strike. And we'll have 2 games for you tomorrow here from Mercer Park. We'll tell you what they are in a minute. Big swing, no contact, and that one gets by Kotwaru. Will stay in play, and we'll check. I was watching Ritesh Patel. There was contact made, so Molly Polly gets his first run. At 10 o'clock, it'll be the Manhattan Yorkers taking on these same New England Eagles, which a game may or may not mean anything towards the playoff race. The second game will, New Jersey Stallions and the Philadelphians. And again, hops over the wicket, and a good ball into the pitch from Ali Imran, who was touched up for 14 in this over. The Eagles are hanging in after 11, chasing 190. They're 93 for 3.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Hemraj Desai comes back in. 2 for 1 in his first over. Let's see if he can get a couple of more. Molly Polly hits this one high in the air. It is long, it is deep, and it is a massive 6. And they are chasing that one down on the other side of the sight screen, straight down the ground by Molly Polly. 99 for 3. And went Yorker length on this one, and Molly Polly guessed the pitch correctly. And hit that, creams that one down the ground. Big swing. He just got some, and that one's going to come all the way down the fine leg. And they get a run. Malipali goes to 8. That brings up the 100 for the New England Eagles. It comes after 11.2 overs. And that's about when the Cavaliers got to 100 in the 12th as well. This one goes up high and just inside the tram lines. The ball by Desai. Again, if you're just joining us, Chandrapal Hemraj, 108. Balled him! And that ends. Parikh Vasai gets his 3rd wicket. And Desai is bowling the lights out here and perhaps extinguishing the Eagles' hopes. And also, by tangent, the Manhattan Yorkers as well. And the Eagles now 100 for 4 as Parikh goes for 14. Oh, look at that pitch. Oh, that was some turn. Ooh, that was some turn. And it catches the off stump. We've said, and just talking to some of the observers here at Mercer County Park, that this wicket has really, really offered a lot to the spinners. And it happened a lot in the first game, and we're seeing it in the second game. A lot of turn on this pitch, and really there's been a lot of turn on all the pitches here. But you feel unlike last year as Patil comes out, that's Amit Patil. You feel that the difference here is that it is a much, much better quality pitch than it has been in previous years, when it just looks like it was just kind of almost like rolling the dice as a batter. But, you know, obviously we've seen a century, and if you would have told me a year ago that we would be seeing a century on this pitch, I probably would have giggled for a little bit. Viraj Desai, 3 for 8 off of 10 balls. And he changes his mind on the way in. Comes in and, defensive play there by Patil. Good ball by Desai, who has bowled well after giving up that 6. 1 dot, wicket dot. 7 wickets total now for him. Or actually, should be 8 now. And another defensive play by Patil. Viraj Desai picks up another wicket, his 3rd. He's 3 for 8 after 2. New England have 90 balls to get in the last 8 overs after 12. They're 100 for 4.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Salman Nazar will come back into the attack from the dog park end. The Cavaliers have used 6 bowlers. Each of them have bowled 2 overs each. Viraj Desai, 3 for 8. Abdullah Ghazi, 1 for 14. And then a kind of a scattering of luck after that in terms of the economy rate. Chandrapal Hemraj, none for 8 in his 2 overs. First ball of the 13th plunks him on the leg side. Does Malipali, but a good ball all the same by Nazar, and a dot ball. And the run rate, the required run rate, getting up towards 2 runs a ball again. The wind picks up a little bit more. Big swing, and again beaten. And Malipali, who crushed that 6, and all of a sudden everybody got excited again that the Eagles might be in it. And Again beaten. Nazar. And again, we're kind of watching like where they are vis-a-vis where the Cavaliers were. And again, in on his legs, and again, a wild swing by Malipally. And just aiming for the leg stump. As he comes down to talk to Amit Patil on the other side, discussing how they want to play this. But, you know, the Eagles, I think at some point, and you realize you're dealing with the 5th and 6th batters here, I think you got to take a chance. Just got this one back down the ground. Another good ball from Salman Nazar. 5 dot balls, 1 ball left. Big swing. And he's been stumped. And that'll be a wicket maiden for Salman Nazar, and Malipally has to go. And the Eagles now, the death bells are chiming here in Mercer County. And they are 100 for 5 as Nazar picks up a wicket right at the end of his 3rd over. Here it is one more time. As a stumping there, and that sends him on his way. That's the end of the 13th. New England are 100 for 5. Rizwan Mazar will come up, the wicket keeper, alongside Amit Patil, who will take over the strike as Vasai will come in for his 3rd, or Viraj Desai. I've portmanteaued his name on accident twice now. I apologize. But this is it. I tell you what, the Eagles, you have 100 runs in the 13th over, you think you'd be in really good shape, but they still need 90 more to go off the final 42, beg your pardon. So Viraj Desai set to bowl. A slip is in place in Najaf Shah. High in the air. Oh, just behind Kotwaru. And there was a lot of spin on that. That thing cued away very sharply. And Kotwaru, I don't know that he knew too much about it. He looked up in the air, and by the time he spotted it, it was about a foot off the ground. Patil goes off the mark on his 3rd ball. And Viraj Desai will come in the bowl to Rizwan Mazar for the first time. Crushes this high, going over. There's a man there, but he doesn't make the catch. And it goes through. In fact, it went over his head anyway for a 6, and Rizwan Mazar gets a much-needed maximum for the New England Eagles, and they're going to need a few more if they want to keep the dream alive. 107 for 5. That was well struck by Rizwan. Again, thought about it, but then kind of did a little check swing. Good ball by Desai to come back. Still bowling really well, 3 for 15. He has one more over to come. And again, he went for the off stump. Stumping attempt there, but Rizwan's feet had not moved. So a couple of dot balls in reply to the 6. 83 required from 38. Big swing and no contact. Desai really putting the clamps on here. One ball to go in the 14th over, and the run rate is escalating higher and higher in ELO fashion. And again, this time he does cut this one away, and Mazar will keep the strike. 8 runs added, but it is, in fact, getting pretty near the end, as John and Paul once said. 14 complete, chasing 190. The New England Eagles 108 for 5.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
So as the sun sets to our right, we're getting, as we said, getting pretty close. The sun will set in about 90 minutes. A little different than when we were playing here in Labor Day, and the days getting shorter quicker. Salman Nazar, who induced the stumping at the end of his last over. That one in on the hands, and that spins something fierce, spun something fierce on Rizwan Nazar. Jammed him into the ground and stopped by Nazar going to his right. Right in the block hole. And again, almost the same spot and almost the same result, except this time, Rizwan Nazar right into his own pad. Look at that magnificent mustache. That's a beautiful tash, my friend. 3 to come here in the 15th. And this time he went behind the bowler, the batter rather, and it will be given as a wide, and a good stop by Katwaru. And you see Nazar applauding the backup keeper with Kenar Lewis not in the lineup today. Hit down, that's going to be caught mold. It was an Adam ball right at him. And that's the end of Rizwan Nazar. And Salman Nazar has his second. He's 2 for 19. And the Cavaliers are just about home. They're 109 for 6, are the Eagles. It's one of those where it almost felt like he hit a knot of wood. It was just right back to him, and it was a reactionary shot. I don't think had the ball hit him, he would have been hurt too badly by that. But Nazar going to his right comes back from the wide and takes the wicket. And Earl Henningham will come in at number 8. And this tail, well, you've got Burhan Saeed, you've got Noman Iftikhar. And Iftikhar's highest score in 15 innings is 14. He's more of a bowling specialist. Samarth Tiwari, his highest score is 5. Burhan Saeed, his highest score is 5, so we'll see how all this goes. And again, if I'm Noman Iftikhar, I basically tell everybody, look, just have fun with this. Let's try and make it as close as we can and maybe put the pressure on here. Henningham, and that's going to go right off the nub of the bat. Nazar has 2 and 2. He'll have a hat trick ball. Henningham goes for a golden duck, 109 for 7. Well, that's just what I said. Didn't look all that great, but Nazar with a good ball, and that was, I don't know what Henningham was trying to do. I think that was an attempt at a defensive shot, and it kind of hopped up a little bit more than he expected. And Najaf Shah, who was waiting at slip. Well, that was a gift. just tried to play that one straight forward, and, well, thanks for coming, Earl. 109 for 7. Well, Salman Mazar now has a threefer to go with Hemraj Desai's threefer. And I feel like I think we're at the point we're past the point where, I mean, if Nazar takes a hat trick, to go along with the 108 from Chandrapal Hemraj in the first innings. Hemraj 108 from 63, if you've just joining us late. That really set the tone for the game. And the Eagles, they started off really strong. They were actually ahead of where the Cavaliers were in different intervals, but all of a sudden, now they've gotten into the tail, and now it's just a matter of time. They need 81 off of 31, and this is a hat trick ball from Salman Nazar. Here we go. And it's defended by Burhan Saeed. But 2 wickets, just the one wide given up. And the New England Eagles have 5 overs to get 81 runs. They are 109 for 7 after 15.
It's an impossible shot.
Sometimes creativity and innovation are all it takes to achieve the impossible. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Sai will come in to bowl his final over. 3 for 16 so far. And again, repeating, if there's a good ball there to start things off. If this result holds, if the Cavaliers hang on the win, the Eagles will be eliminated. The New Manhattan Yorkers will be eliminated. And cuts this one away. Stopped in the deep. The till goes to 2. And the game tomorrow afternoon between the Philadelphians and the New Jersey Stallions. If the Philadelphians lose that game, then both the Stallions and the Cavaliers will lock up spots in the playoffs, the 2 spots in the playoffs. The Yorkers and the Philadelphians will wrap up their regular season schedule tomorrow. And then next weekend, the Stallions and Cavaliers will play each other, as will the Titans and the Eagles up in Glenville, New York, in the Albany region. Pushes forward. There is a LBW shout, but the ball goes all the way down to Ali Imran, who fields it, and they decided not to take the leg by. I think it was coming back. It may have missed coming across. There's a big swing and another bowl. That's a 4th wicket for Hemraj Desai. And Saeed goes for a 3-ball duck. And Desai is having the time of his life out there. He goes to 4 for 17. And the New England Eagles 110 for 8. And the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, despite the efforts of the top order of the New England Eagles, are showing their class here, and they are 2 wickets away from their 5th victory of the season. So here's the first one. This was the LBW that was not called. I'm curious if the pitch would have brought it maybe perhaps across the wicket to where it would have missed. But then here is the next ball, and it just shakes the middle stump. And that ends Burhan Saeed. And now it will be Noman Iftikhar who will come in. And now it's just a matter of time. They need a little more than 3 runs of ball. And as we said, Noman Iftikhar, better known for his prowess with the ball than with the bat. And he dabs this one down to the offside, no run. One more ball for Desai, who has had a glorious afternoon. 4 for 17. And if it weren't for Chandrapal Hemraj's century, you'd be looking at a possible player of the match nod. And this one tapped in front, and that ends the over. So Desai, 4 for 17 today. And he has been masterful with the spin. At the end of 16 overs, the New England Eagles, 110 for 8. .24 balls left in the game, at most. It is Gajanan Singh. It amazes me that Gajanan Singh in all of this has not had the ball yet. And, you know, it's like, oh, we've got all these guys. And, oh, yeah, here's a guy who's bowled a hat trick already this season. And this one is driven along the ground. Hey, they might get, oh, as Abdullah comes around and stops it. That long off, and Patil, who was hung in there. Patil came in at number 6, if you can believe it. And he's still out there on 3 off of 6. He hasn't seen the ball much. I know this one is hit pretty well. Going back on it, but it's going to get taken in. Another wicket goes. Hey, Gajanan Singh gets in on the fun. Noman Iftikhar goes through a free ball duck. They are 1 wicket away, are the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers. 111 for 9 are the Eagles. That was hit with some power, Noman Iftikhar. He went for the sweep, but the catch made by Labib, Ahmed Labib. And that ends, and now it'll be Samarth Tiwari, the last man in. And the last hope for the New England Eagles on a day when, well, I'll tell you what, they fought all the way, and even they threw everything in the kitchen sink at Chandrapal Hemraj. And then fought valiantly. I mean, it looked like this was going to be about halfway through. This was going to be a tight fight. But then once they got into the tail, it was, well, it was quaintance. Tiwari is in. Gajanan Singh 1 for 1. Here we go. Right there. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ritesh Patel said no. That looked pretty good from here. Let's see it again. Let's not. We'll come back. Oh, and this one is swept behind. Well, they'll go, thought about it and then decided against it. And what happened? Gajanan Singh was, I think there was a collision. I think that's what happened. Gajanan Singh had collided. There is the LBW chance, and the umpire said no. I just saw at the end Gajanan Singh and Tiwari collide there, but I think it was all nothing in it. And opening up for a swing there was Patil. We said Patil's been in it, was in at number 6. He's only faced 7 balls. That one is cut away to the offside, fielded by Salman Nazar, who has a 3-fer. Miraj Desai is done 4 for 17. Nazar is done 3 for 19. And that ends the over. 112 for 9 at the end of 17.
Even the best in the business needs a strategic partner to help them win. Yash Technologies, more than what you think.
Abdullah Ghazi will come in. Will he get the 10th and final wicket? 1 for 14 from his 2 overs. And the run rate needed is 26. And short of some wizarding magic, I think the Cavaliers are on the precipice here of their 5th victory. And again, that victory, that means they will be barracking for the New Jersey Stallions to beat the Philadelphians, because again, it means that they will be in to the playoffs along with the Stallions. Here's Ghazi, Abdullah Ghazi. Well, cut into the ground and chasing him back there. Good play as he gets it in the Kutwaroo. And barring something interesting, this will actually be my last game here for the season here on the MLC Network. Dabbed forward, and I just want to take a moment and thank everybody involved with the production on our side. Mohsin and Umair Ali, who's with us today, as well as Vishal and Priya, and everyone who has helped put together the broadcast here from Mercer County Park, and given a Northeast Philly boy who didn't grow up with cricket a chance to call the cricket. Dabbed away to the offside, but again, not far enough to score. They are misers. Are the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers as Abdullah Ghazi with 3 dot balls here. And again, 2 games here tomorrow, starting at 10. The Yorkers and the Eagles, and the Philadelphians and the New Jersey Stallions. One sails by the off stump, and it will be given as a wide by Brian Kane. So no maiden on this occasion for Abdullah Ghazi. We had a wicket maiden earlier by Salman Nazar. Got a stumping by Vasudeva Malipali. A couple of 39-run partnerships, and then that was it. Cut away, and this one will go all the way down to the boundary, but not past the boundary. Tawari will take 1. He goes to 2, 114 for 9. 76 required from the final 14 balls, and once that RRR number, which is, well, it's not, has nothing to do with seals, but once that required run rate traverses 36, it is arithmetically impossible for the other team to catch up. This one is driven through the air, down the ground. Where did it land? Just in front of the rope. It's 4 more runs. And Patil finally gets a boundary on his 9th ball faced. 118 for 9. 1 ball to come. And the Eagles, I mean, look, they're fighting. They fought to get to where they were, to get to 100. And they are still fighting here. They're still kind of keeping the dream alive. And that one beats him past the off stump and met Patil. Well, they survive another over. They have 2 more at most of the face. At the end of 18, the New England Eagles are 118 for 9. Well, Gajanan Singh will come in for a second over. The Eagles got to 100 for 4 in the 12th. Oh, that one got in. That one spun in on him, and Tiwari reacted. I think he was surprised that he got the bat to it. Well, since that 12th over, they were 100 for 4. Since then, they are 19 for 5 in the last 6+ overs. Oh, that one was hit well. Where is this going to go? He jumps and can't come up with it. And Patil gets the double digits. Good for him. He gets a 6 to go with the 4. 125 for 9. That was a pretty good spin and a pretty good swing. Again, on the leg spin. Oh, that one came in on him. That bounced up a little bit high, and Patil had to swing at that one in self-defense. 126 for 9 now. The game is mathematically over at this point. They need more than 6 runs a ball, so the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, and again, this one comes up this time on Tiwari, and Tiwari will take a run. 127 for 9. So 5 victories for the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers, 5 for the New Jersey Stallions, 4 for the Philadelphians. And again, if the Stallions beat Philly tomorrow, then they will wrap up a playoff spot, as will the Cavaliers. And there's your ball game, folks. Gajanan Singh ends it. His second wicket. He finishes on 2 for 11 from 11 balls, and the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are your winners today. They have won by 62 runs. The Eagles did well to keep the game interesting for the first 12 overs, but once they got into the tail, the Cavs were home, and a thorough victory for them, and it started with the century by Chandrapal Hemraj, 108 from 63, and from there it was always going to be a tough fight, and the New England Eagles, again, put up a good start, but couldn't get it done. A 4 for Hemraj Desai, 3 for Salman Najjar, 2 for Gajanan Singh, who just kind of showed up in the death overs and took a couple. Abdullah Ghazi took 1, and Najaf Shah's team are 1 step closer to the playoffs, while the New England Eagles and the Manhattan Yorkers, who lost earlier today to the NYC Titans, will not advance past the group stage in season 2024, as the two teams shake hands and they congratulate each other on what has been a beautiful day and a very intriguing day of cricket here in the Minor League Championship, brought to you by Yash Technologies. And the setting up a day tomorrow which will have one game which won't mean anything other than pride tomorrow. The New York City Titans, or rather the Manhattan Yorkers, taking on the New England Eagles. But the game that will mean a lot, the Philadelphians playing for their survival, as they will need to win to get their 5th victory and hope that they can get through on net run rate. Well, that's a lot of ifs and buts. Here is your match summary. Once again, Chandrapal Hemraj, the season high 108 from 63. He had 13 fours and 6 sixes in the victory. And Gajanan Singh, he was well, 26 for 15. Syed Abdullah, 18 for 21. Mali Pali and Mahesh Ram each had 2. Mahesh Ram, I think, was the better of the 2 for 31. Mali Pali got his 2 right at the end. For the Eagles, once Usman Ashraf got off to that start, you figured they had a chance. He ended up on 47 for 41, but again, once Hemraj Desai got in there and took his 4 wickets, and then Salman Najjar, who came very close to having a hat trick, 3 for 19, and then Gajanan Singh came in and took 2 right at the end. So the final, once again, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers winners on this day by 62 runs. Once again, our thanks to Mohsin and Ali and to everyone back in studio for keeping us going. And our thanks, of course, to you for joining us. We'll once again have 2 games right here from Mercer County Park tomorrow, starting at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, when the Manhattan Yorkers take on the New England Eagles, followed at 2 o'clock by the Philadelphians and the New Jersey Stallions. And I believe it'll be Matt and Lenny Chibar who will bring you all the action. Until then, for the 420,000 people who have brought to you today's match here from Mercer County, this is Brian Barish wishing you a pleasant good evening. And Najaf Shah will get things started from the dog park end. And he cuts us away to the onside and able to get this one. They come through for a single. And full toss again, and this one is carved away to the offside, and there is a first boundary by Usman Ashraf. Abdullah Ghazi comes in once again. Oh, that kept low, and goes all the way for sun sets to our east. That one is well struck, and it's gone all the way. Ritesh Patel puts up a couple of fingers. That's a 6. Cut away and through the slips. And over the rope to grandmother's house we go. It's a 4 by Usman Ashraf from playoff contention. As this one is cut away high in the air, but over the drawn-in infield. And it will run away for 4 more by Usman Ashraf. That's his 3rd. This one is hit and hit well. This one will have a vapor trail coming out of it. It's a 6. Off the pad, big appeal, and he's given. And there is a wicket by Abdullah Ghazi, and Prajapati has to go. There's a big old breakthrough. Great ball by Abdullah Ghazi, right on the pads. No hesitation by Brian Kane. And they needed him today, at least with the bat. That one is just got a thick outside edge on it, and that's going to run all the way for 4. Or did he? Did he stop it? No, it did go for 4. Half century, right on the stumps that was spinning by Nazar, and guided nicely through the gap for 4 more. Imran in. This one is cut away, and that's going to 2-hop over the rope for 4. 4 more for Apurva Maheshram. He goes the 17th. Oh, smacked to the onside. Is anybody there? No, there isn't, and that one does clear the rope for 6 off the bat of Apurva Maheshram. Going to do here. And he pops this one up. There's a fielder there who ranges to his left. He takes the catch, and more importantly, stays in front of the rope, and that will do it for Ashraf, who does not get his half century. And Desai on his first ball gets Ashraf. 79 for 2. And he's gone. Desai has his 2nd and 3 balls. Clean bowling, Maheshram. And he was the other guy who was showing. And that one is edged all the way to 3rd man and all the way through for 4. So Parikh gets back-to-back boundaries, and the Eagles will not go quietly. Really taking it to the Cavaliers here. Oh, that's a beautiful laced shot away for 4 more. 3 boundaries in a row by Karen Parikh in his first over. Let's see if he can get a couple of more. Molly Polly hits this one high in the air. It is long, it is deep, and it is a massive 6. 108. Balled him. And that ends Parikh. Vasai gets his 3rd wicket. Big swing. And he's been stumped. And that'll be a wicket maiden for Salman Nazar, and Mali Pali has to go. And the Eagles now. Crushes this high going over. There's a man there, but he doesn't make the catch. And it goes through. In fact, it went over his head anyway for a 6, and Rizwan Mazar hit down. That's going to be caught mold. It was an atom ball right at him. And that's the end of Rizwan Mazar. And Salman Nazar has his second. He's 2 for 19. Put the pressure on here. Hanningham, and that's going to go right off the nub of the bat. Nazar has 2 and 2. He'll have a hat trick ball. Hanningham goes for a golden duck. 109 for 7. It may have missed coming across. There's a big swing and another bolt. That's a 4th wicket for Viraj Desai. And Saeed goes for a 3-ball duck. And Desai is having the time of his life. This one is driven through the air, down the ground. Where did it land? Just in front of the rope. It's 4 more runs in the last 6+ overs. Oh, that one was hit well. Where is this going to go? He jumps and can't come up with it. And Patil gets the double digits. Good for him. He gets a 6 Cavaliers. And there's your ball game, folks. Gajanan Singh ends it. His second wicket. He finishes on 2 for 11 from 11 balls. And the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers are your winners today. They have won by 62 runs. The Eagles did well to keep the game interesting for the first 12 overs. But once they got into the tail,